Imagine standing in the middle of a packed stadium, the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife, and suddenly, the silence is broken not by a cheering fan or a screeching sneaker, but by a tiny, high-pitched bark. If you're watching Anna Kalinskaya play, that's not a distraction, that's the coach checking in. We have seen some incredible moments on the WTA Tour this year, but nothing quite matches the rising stardom of the most famous Dachshund in professional sports. Bella isn't just a pet, she's become the heartbeat of Kalinskaya's 2026 season, and her latest, coaching intervention at the Charleston Open has everyone talking. But beneath the adorable courtside antics lies a much deeper story of a player finding her rhythm, a young American prodigy rising through the ranks, and a quarterfinal matchup that feels like a total toss-up. When Anna Kalinskaya stepped onto the green clay at the Credit One Stadium to face Paula Badosa, the stakes were already through the roof. Badosa is a heavy hitter, a former world number 2 who knows exactly how to grind down opponents. But as the match reached its boiling point, something magical happened. Just as the intensity peaked at match point, a soft bark echoed through the arena. It was Bella, perched in the player's box, making sure her voice was heard. It's the kind of moment that would normally rattle a player, but for Kalinskaya, it was a signal of support. After clinching the win, the interviewer couldn't help but ask the question on everyone's mind, is the dog actually calling the shots? Kalinskaya didn't miss a beat. She smiled, looked at the stands, and confessed that Bella is the boss and the coach. This isn't just a one-time gimmick either. We've been tracking this duo for a while now. Remember the City Open last year? The image of Bella sprinting onto the court and leaping into Anna's arms after a hard-fought victory became an instant classic. It's rare to see a professional athlete so grounded by a companion, but for Kalinskaya, this tiny dachshund is the secret weapon for mental health on the grueling tour. From acting as a ball girl during warm-ups at the US Open to having her own official player's box credential with a literal paw print on it, Bella is a legitimate member of the team. This kind of emotional support is clearly paying off on the scoreboard. Kalinskaya's win over Badosa wasn't just about luck, it was about flat, penetrating ground strokes and a level of composure that we haven't seen from her in previous seasons. But now, the narrative shifts from the sidelines to the baseline. As Kalinskaya moves into the quarterfinals in Charleston, she's entering uncharted territory. Waiting for her is a player who has become the talk of the 2026 season, Iva Jovic. If you haven't been following Jovic's rise, you're missing out on one of the most meteoric climbs in recent American tennis history. At just 18 years old, Jovic did the unthinkable earlier this year by reaching the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. To put that in perspective, she became the youngest American woman to reach the Final 8 in Melbourne since the legendary Venus Williams back in 1998. That is not just a statistic, it's a statement of intent. Jovic is currently ranked world number 16, a position she admitted she didn't expect to reach so quickly. There's a refreshing honesty about her. She's gone on record saying she doesn't feel she's even close to maximizing her potential yet, which is a terrifying thought for the rest of the locker room. Her path through Charleston has been a masterclass in versatility. She dismantled Alicia Parks with ease and then showed incredible grit to take down the 2025 finalist Sofia Kenin. That match against Kenin was particularly telling. Kenin is known for her aggressive, never-say-die attitude, but Jovic stood her ground, absorbing the pace and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This brings us to a fascinating clash of styles. Kalinskaya plays a game built on pure velocity. She likes to take the ball early, hitting it flat and hard, essentially trying to take time away from her opponent. When she's on, she's almost impossible to stabilize against. On the other side, Jovic is a student of the game. She has openly modeled her playstyle after the likes of Jessica Pegula and Belinda Bencic. She's an all-court threat with some of the best defensive movement on the tour right now. She doesn't just run balls down, she uses her defensive strength to turn a point around, creating openings out of sheer desperation. What makes this quarterfinal so unpredictable is the surface. The dark clay of Charleston is a unique beast. It plays a bit faster than the traditional red clay you see at Roland Garros, which might favor Kalinskaya's flat hitting. However, Jovic seems to have found her clay legs here. After a disappointing sunshine double where she exited early in both Indian Wells and Miami, the move to South Carolina has rejuvenated her. She looks comfortable, she looks confident, and most importantly, she looks like she's enjoying the fight. For Kalinskaya, this match represents a huge milestone. She is hunting for her first ever semi-final at this level, and standing in her way is a teenager who has nothing to lose and a mountain of momentum. Will the flat power of the Russian overcome the tactical variety of the American? Or will the coaching from the sidelines, barking and all, be the X-factor that carries Kalinskaya across the finish line? Looking ahead, the winner of this clash doesn't exactly get an easy ride. They'll likely face either the defending champion Jessica Pegula or the dangerous Diana Schneider. It's a gauntlet, but that's exactly what makes the Charleston Open so special. It's where the established names are forced to defend their turf against the hungry newcomers. As fans, we're witnessing a beautiful intersection of high-stakes sports and human, and canine, connection. Whether you're here for the technical breakdown of Jovic's backhand or you just want to see Bella celebrate another win, there's no denying that this quarterfinal is the match to watch. The energy in Charleston is electric, and as these two prepare to face off for the very first time, we are guaranteed to see some fireworks. Who do you think has the edge in this one? Is Jovic's Cinderella story going to continue, or is Kalinskaya's experience, and her tiny coach, going to prevail? Drop your predictions in the comments because this is going to be a battle for the ages. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a like, it really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching Tennis Desk, where we bring you closer to the court. Check out one of our other videos on the screen now for more tour insights, and we'll see you at the next match. Game, set, and match.